In this video, we make the case that any broadacre farmer in Australia, or anywhere in the world for that matter, that's looking at a new planting machine should at least consider ours. We've got a robust planting machine. We've got a machine that can handle high levels of stubble, that can give you flexibility in your planting program. If you've got a paddock to plant and there's rain coming tomorrow, you can get a lot planted. Using your machine, you can retain moisture. And that's important, as some of the farmers' experiences will relate to you as we go through the video clips. We can handle trash. We can get consistent seed placement. We can go through rocks, sticky soils, and you will hear many farmers talk about the ease of maintenance and operation. Many of the reasons I've given you just then, you're probably chuckling, because some of those reasons may have been the very reason why you don't consider this. Hey, what am I going to say? Our business depends on farmers being successful before we ourselves can be successful. For sustainable farming, you need to retain moisture. You need to retain stubble. You need to have minimum disturbance. You need a disc machine.
After years of no till, our trash was building up, and the last year before we bought this machine, we had to burn stubble, which sort of goes against everything we were trying to achieve with ground cover and retaining moisture. So we realised we had to go to a disc to do something, and we did a little bit of homework and found the Tobin to be pretty versatile in all conditions from what we'd heard, and now we've ran it for a year. All we've heard is been correct. It's been a very easy machine to use into a wide variety of conditions: black soil, wet and dry; red soil, wet and dry; hard, sowing into depth, like chasing moisture down deep. It's just been able to do everything that we've asked it to do, and just took all the stress out of sowing. Like it was, sowing now is just not a problem. It's not something that you think it's a daunting task. You can get over it so quick and carefree with no problems.
Yeah, it was because of the previous year, 2010, it was a wet harvest, and a lot of the crop actually fell over, leaving trash all over the ground, and our old machine, which was a tine point with a trailing press wheel, would not go through it. It wouldn't have even gone 6 foot through it. So the option was either to burn or to use a disc planter or to Kelly chain. And the Kelly chain wasn't a very good option, because that would have meant spending 50 grand just to do that job, and it would have been money not going toward a new machine that could do the whole job at once.
Fantastic, yeah, because it's chalk and cheese. What crops came up early this year, what we were able to get up, they're fantastic, and because there was such a dry May and June, whatever was up and away, you got their roots into moisture, and they're away, and yeah, it's like chalk and cheese now, what came up and what didn't, so it's made a huge difference to yields this year.
A disc machine will really allow Dave and Wayne and growers with them to do is improve their harvest speed and improve harvest efficiency by allowing a much higher harvest height than guys with tine machines. So if they can pull that off and cut 2.5 feet off the ground rather than the conventional sort of 1 foot, they'll have a much quicker harvest and just generally reduce the risk of losses from harvest rainfall events and those sort of things, as well as give them the ability to burn less fuel and get over their program faster.
The main issues we have with the farming, obviously we can get very dry periods, so we've got to store as much moisture as possible. So when we get our big summer rainfall events, we have to store the moisture, and that's geared around spraying as quickly as possible and retaining the stubbles. Yeah, it's just about getting it in and getting it up and established, and then once you've got the roots in the subsoil, you generally can get yourself a crop with only a few inches in crop rainfall. So we've just got to maintain as much moisture in the soil as we can and utilise that by getting the crop in on time.